Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be talking about Robert Lewandowski. We're going to be talking about Ronald Araujo, and then as well, we're going to be talking about Serginho Dest because there has been some updates in regards to their future. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about Robert Lewandowski because a recent report from Mundo Deportivo came out to say that Robert Lewandowski, he has no intention of leaving Barcelona and he's determined to fulfill his contract, which is until 2025. Even if Saudi Arabia, they come and they offer crazy amounts of money, Robert Lewandowski, he wants to stay at the club. His family and himself, they're comfortable in the city. They're comfortable with the team and everything like that. And Robert Lewandowski as well, he wants to play in the new Spotify camp now. And he also went to Xavi's office and made sure and tried to convince Xavi to stay. And in that report, guys, it just clearly shows how motivated Robert Lewandowski is, to stay at Barcelona. He wants to stay at Barcelona. And my thoughts on Robert Lewandowski staying is that staying one more year is a good deal. At the start of 2023, when things were going bad at Barcelona, I was inclined to say, hey, if a good offer comes from Robert Lewandowski, I would sell. And my situation is still that. I think if a good offer comes, 30, 40 million for Robert Lewandowski, I'm inclined to sell him. But if Robert Lewandowski he doesn't want to leave, then that's up to him. But him staying for one more year, I don't see that at the end of the world. But the thing is that Barcelona, they do have to be planning for the future. We can't have a repeat of like a Sergio Busquets situation where we just don't have a replacement, as well as Messi. We need to get this all down and sorted. To avoid any troubles in the future. But now, guys, talking about Serginho Dest. This is a little bit more straightforward, but a report from Fabrizio Romano is saying that PSV Eindhoven, the team that he's currently out on loan, they want to trigger his 10 million buy option. They're happy with his performances, they're happy with the player, but because of the ACL injury that's going to keep Serginho Dest out until 2025, PSV, they could change the terms in that negotiation and just see if they could try to reduce that price even further. But would you guys be inclined to renegotiate the terms with PSV? Or would you say, hey, these 10 million euro options, this 10 million euro, buy option, you have to pay that in order to keep Serginho Dest. But the thing is, Serginho Dest has been playing really good for PSV, and when if he does come back to Barcelona, which he will in the summer, because PSV they haven't activated the buy option yet. Would he really want to stay at Barcelona? Would he even have space in the team? That's all stuff that we have to take in consideration. And so it's most likely going to be Serginho Dest is going to be leaving to PSV Eindhoven. And Serginho Dest is a transfer that when he first came in, when Barcelona first bought him, he was a very, very exciting player. Like a lot of Barcelona fans, me included, thought that there was finally a replacement for Dani Alves in that right back position. I remember watching videos, just looking at the highlights. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the case, and he wasn't able to adapt, and he just didn't have the level to play at Barcelona. And that I believe we paid 30 million around that price tag, that price range for Serginho Dest, and so what's going to happen is that we are going to have to sell him at a loss. But now talking about the big defender, we're going to be talking about Ronald Araujo, Uruguayan, because there's been a lot of criticism in recent weeks for Ronald Araujo's performance, and it's completely valid. Ronald Araujo, he has not had a good couple of weeks for Barcelona. But before that second leg against PSG, he was superb. He was doing amazing. But after that game against PSG, where he got that red card, everything just went downhill, and he's been criticized in the media and by fans. And I would say it's been fair. Just make sure not to go over the line. And the reason why I wanted to be talking about Ronald Araujo is because in the report from Mundo Deportivo, it's basically clarifying some things in the future, and Barcelona and Ronald Araujo, they are in negotiations for a contract renewal. And the thing is, both Barcelona and Ronald Araujo, their position is clear. Barcelona, they want to keep him, and Ronald Araujo, he wants to stay. The only way that Barcelona would let Ronald Araujo go is if a big offer were to arrive, and specifically, from Bayern Munich. We know that Bayern Munich, they are very heavily interested in Ronald Araujo, and a report, or even today, came out. Saying that Bayern Munich, they're even targeting Virgil van Dijk from Liverpool, and so Bayern Munich, they do want to strengthen that center back spot, and Ronald Araujo, he is one of those leading figures in that race, and so. In the report, it's basically saying that both parties are relatively calm, in the negotiations for that contract renewal. Ronald Araujo, he has doubts about the Bayern Munich project, both sporting and economic. Well, I'm guessing they're just saying, hey, can Bayern Munich offer me the same thing that Barcelona does? And I'm in complete agreement with this. I understand that Ronald Araujo, he's made some big mistakes, and there's some Barcelona fans that say, hey, if an 100 million euro offer comes for Ronald Araujo, sell him. But the thing is, guys, I think that would be a rash and not a relatively good move. Ronald Araujo, he has made mistakes, a red card, the penalty, some sketchy defending, but that's nothing that can't be coached out of him. I think with Xavi, and I think with Ronald Araujo, gaining that experience, I think he's going to be understanding the game a little bit more. And we have to keep in mind that Ronald Araujo, he's still relatively young. He's 24 years of age. He isn't like a veteran. He's in 30 years old, 32. A player who's won everything in football. No, he's still a relatively young center back. And there's still a lot of things to learn. And so, I understand that there's a lot of frustration on Ronald Araujo, but I believe that selling him would be a bad move. I still think that Ronald Araujo can give a lot to this team. But do you guys agree? Would you guys want to keep Ronald Araujo, or would you guys say, hey, you know what, from recent performances and looking at how he started this season, I think it's better just to cut our losses and take the money while we can. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on everything that I discussed on today's video. What do you guys make of Robert Lewandowski stating clearly that he wants to stay at Barcelona? And also, what do you guys make of Serginho Dest, PSV, attempting to activate that 10 million buy option? And then as well, what do you guys make of Ronald Araujo? Would you guys be inclined to sell, or would you guys want the Uruguayan to stay? Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. See you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.